Broadcasting live from the Business Radio X studios in Pensacola, Florida. It's time for Business for Business Radio. Brought to you by Lila Davidson Enterprises.
Hey guys, this is Alexandra Hassett again this week from the Hope Foundation. This morning I have with me Michael Wardlaw with the Pensacola Youth Ballet. Welcome, Michael.
Good morning, Alex.
We also have Mike Penzone, owner of Papa's Pizza and Pensacola Fishing Pier.
Good morning.
Good morning. And Darcy Robbins and her mother, Susan Robbins, which is actually a student of Michael Wardlaw's. Good morning. Thank you for being with us.
Good morning.
And, of course, Miss Lila Davidson herself.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Alex.
I just want to, this morning we're going to talk about a little bit more about hope and our collaboration with other art foundations and specifically Michael Wardlaw's dance academy. And we've featured other companies before, and today we're really going to get into the meat of what we're doing. So, Michael, I want you to kind of take the reins for a second and tell me a little bit about the Pensacola Youth Ballet.
Okay. First off, let me thank Alex and Lila for having us on this morning, and thank you to the listeners who are tuned in right now. This is such a great opportunity for Pensacola Youth Ballet, and such a great opportunity that you're offering to other organizations like this. So we really appreciate that.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Pensacola Youth Ballet actually came about from a dream I had a long, long time ago to create a company like this. But it was born out of LaBelle Performing Arts. And it's hard to talk about one without talking about the other. So I'll go back a little bit and talk about LaBelle Performing Arts for a second, and then I'll bring it back around to Pensacola Youth Ballet. So LaBelle Performing Arts was formed 10 years ago with my business partner, Jeannie Beasley, and Brian Beasley, who owned the school. And it was our dream to create a performing arts academy that offered dance, music, theater, and visual arts. And so along the way, I had discussed it with Jeannie about the idea of creating a ballet company, and which at the time she already had a competition side of the school, which she calls the competition company. And so we discussed having a ballet company and what exactly that would look like. So after about 5 years into this, we're now in our 10th season. After about 5 years, I was able to create this company because the students had reached a high enough level that I would be able to create productions and use all students in those productions. So we are one of the only youth companies in Pensacola that caters strictly to the youth. The whole idea here is that the students at our school would be able to participate in this company and build a resume that looks like a professional resume where they get to do the lead roles in these productions. It's a really important step for them. So that's kind of where we've come from and where we're at now. We're now creating large professional style productions that go into the stages, and the audiences always respond very positively.
And you all actually do some things within the local school system as well, is that correct?
That is correct. We do outreach programs, and if you'll give me a second here, we've done some outreach programs to Cordova Park Elementary School, and we've performed at Westgate, the Westgate School, also Lipscomb Elementary and Molino Park Elementary as well. And we enjoy doing that because when you see those children's eyes light up for the first time, when they get to see something like this, it's magic. And, we don't get paid for those. We don't get paid for those outreach programs. But what, our pay comes in seeing those faces light up, and maybe we inspire them to take classes. And when we go and perform, we try to do it in complete costume, and, we have the music and everything. Right. And so, they get to see a little bit of the production that we're putting on at the time.
And Darcy, have you ever got to participate in any of those productions in the schools?
Yes, I have. It's been a really amazing experience to just be a part, just like he was saying, because Pensacola Youth Ballet is there to give opportunities to students who take classes and are there and want to get out there and want to perform. And he's able to give us all these opportunities to be able to perform, the Nutcracker in December and at the other schools. And it's just a really, really amazing experience. Like he says, just truly being able to see those little kids their eyes just like light up and they're like, wow, that's so amazing. And you're just inspiring like people every time you go, both with little kids and people of all ages. Like, it's just really awesome to be able to see that and to be able to inspire people like that. It's a really amazing opportunity. Go ahead.
It's so interesting to see, nowadays sometimes the youth in America right now, they're so serious.
Yeah.
And to see them watch a performance at their school and lighten up is such a big deal. And, you'll see those same students who walk in all cool and strutting, coming in the door, sitting down, thinking, this is going to be, a boring show. They'll get up and they'll be dancing their way out, so it's really cool to see that.
I think one of the biggest things that I remember from going to school was the times where performers everything's about testing nowadays, and you know how it goes. And I remember it was more of a play production, but it was like a show in a trunk or something like that. And it was the most fun, and it was informational, and it inspired you to actually, after you've had fun, to go back into the classroom and actually want to learn something. I don't know how exactly that works in your brain, but it kind of like broke up the what is that word? Monotony. Yes, that. Of like the everyday school and testing. So I think it's fantastic. That's actually kind of what we like to do as well with Hope. And Lila, if you want to chime in with some of our previous performances and what we've done in the school systems.
Well, like Michael said, I hate to repeat it for the third time, but seeing the light in those children's eyes, it was my reward for the outreach programs that we've done. It was just amazing. Hope's big event for year one was when we brought the Kentucky Ballet to Pensacola and did outreach programs prior to their public performances for kids in 5 different areas schools. We did 4 outreach programs that were about 2 hours long, and we bused children to the Rex Theater. And it's the difference between them coming in and as they were leaving is just amazing. I mean, just the children up on the stage and dancing and little boys in the ballet position, that had never even seen a ballet performance and just smiling from ear to ear and loving all the attention to have the professionals actually do hands-on workshops for them. It exposed, and the teachers, the testimonies from the teachers that we got that were there with the children were just, this is amazing. Most of our children would never have the opportunity to see something like that. And, I really feel that it's important for us to inspire the love for the arts in the children, and we can do that by, and in doing that, we're exposing them, we're inspiring them, we're motivating them to want to stay in school and to learn, because they begin to connect the dots between mathematics and music, but between football and ballet. It's the same physical stamina and control and awareness of your, where you are in your body at the time. That's the only thing I really love about football is seeing those football players that are big as mooses jumping up in the air, twirling around, doing somersaults, throwing their hands up in the air. But after they've caught this ball that looked like it was impossible to reach, that to me is ballet. And, so I have trouble not connecting the dots, but between, the arts and everything. My first experience was in the 5th grade when I was a performer in a Christmas play. I got to be the little old lady because my hair looked like it was gray naturally because I had dark hair with blonde streaks running through it. But anyway, that was an amazing experience, and I was terrible, but it was a memory that has stayed with me my entire life. And that's the what's the word I'm looking for? People ask, well, how are you going to maintain what's the word I'm looking for?
It's the one we used for our grant, isn't it?
Yeah. It was like sustainability.
Yeah,
that's the word, sustainability. Well, let me tell you, if that's all we did was that one production for those 800 kids, hope will be sustained through their memory of that experience and their exposure to something so beautiful and so good. It will stay within the rest of their lives. And so that's enough about me and hope. Let's move on to...
I want to add to that, Lila, because talking about these outreach programs, this is something that's so important these days in school, in the public school system. The arts used to be a part of the school system, and most, well, I shouldn't say most, some schools still have a drama program, which actually Darcy is a part of at her school, Booker T. Washington. They have a really fantastic program there. But they used to have dance and music and theater and visual arts as well. Mm-hmm. And so many of these schools now, they don't have the funding for those programs. And so sometimes this is the only exposure to the arts that these kids have. And what I want you to think about with that is, these schools have football programs. Some of them have baseball programs. Some of them even have golf, that they offer at their schools. And those are great programs. But what about the artistic students? What about the students who are more artistically inclined? So there's something missing there.
And the exposure and being able to discover their gifts. They may have gifts that they don't even know they have.
Exactly.
Because they haven't had the opportunity to explore the arts in their education. To increase the school day by 50 minutes so that the kids have more time in the classroom to read,